Hmm. Oh boy, oh boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's a tough one. That was a tough one to be a Canes fan. That one hurt the most. Ironically, that game absolutely hurt the most. Carolina versus Florida. That was for sure the worst of the game. It's over. It ain't looking good. It is not looking good, that's for sure. That was, like I said, sick. I put 6 to my stomach, bro. That was not a fun one. That one hurt the most. Carolina, it felt like we were in it. We kind of were in it, and then we weren't. Well, that's the series. Yeah, 3-0. I mean, it's pretty much done and dusted. I would love for Carolina to try to win a game just so that we could get it back to Carolina and we can end this awful streak of losing what is now 15 Eastern Conference final games in a row. If Carolina could do that, that would make things, feel a lot better. But unfortunately, that's not the case. And Carolina is just not in it right now. So, like I said, 6-2. It was close. It's all right. It's all right. It all happens. It's okay. So, here, we'll just go from the start here. So, in the first period, 12 minutes and 12:07 into the first period. Or maybe, hold on, let me see, actually. Okay, yeah, 12 minutes and 7 seconds into the first period. Mikola scores off of Rodriguez and Barkov assists there. What to do? Not great, Kaylee. How are you doing? Thanks for the likes, but how are you doing? It's pretty rough right now. This is just not. This series has been absolutely upsetting. It's about as tough as it gets. But yeah, so Mikola scores off of an assist by Rodriguez and Barkov. What's wrong, Bestie? My team is down 3-0 right now in a best of 7. Trains, lanes, planes, Canes of 7. I hope. Today was the most, like I said, today was the one that hurt the most. The game was tied 1-1 going into the third period, and it just kind of fell apart from that point. Even when we were down 1-2, it still felt like we had a chance. But the third goal that made it 1-3, that was the one that really messed things up. Once Mikola scored off the assist by Bennett and Chuck after a giveaway by Orlov, it felt like that was it. There was never a chance. I mean, there was a chance. In this game, even in this, Carolina looked good at their game for the first couple periods. We're even able to control stuff. Canes are not necessarily cup contenders this year, but Carolina can hang. And you can't say that. Rod doesn't need to go. See, that's why I don't think that you watch Canes hockey or anything. What happened in the third? It just the floodgates open. We have no Tindy. We have one. It's tough to go with 2. Miles, how do you feel about your team losing? It was just not a good one. It was not a good one there. You're a lifelong Kings fan. Rod doesn't need to go. I don't know. Well, then I don't know how you play, if you are a lifelong Kings fan and you think Rod needs to go, I don't think it's time. This is a man that lost 50% of his team in what we all knew going into was a retool/rebuild year last year. If you're going to say that we didn't have high expectations even going into this year. Not to mention the fact that we tried to get a superstar player and it didn't work. Our system is outdated. I extremely disagree. I think that you're looking at it wrong. Our future is hedged on tiny forwards. I mean, yeah, we can totally get size and stuff like that, but we have one of the most cap space. We're in the top, I think, if I'm not mistaken, top 3 in cap space. Aho can't carry you. For sure. I mean, there's players that have to step up, and it's just not the case. It's just players got to step up, and it's just not the case. So Canes at 7. Yeah, Canes at 7. I mean, I wish. Yo, what's up, Taco? How we doing? Welcome, Packer Taco. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, Aho's not even been relevant for Carolina in this series really either. He's been a pass first kind of guy. He's not been doing much at all. And it's kind of messed up our hopes and everything for Carolina too. There are no good free agents going into next year. I mean, there's trades options and stuff like that as well. I'm not saying that there's any phenomenal ones, but I mean, like for instance, a Mitch Marner might be a solid asset for Carolina to get. You know, Ellers is out there. Tavares. I know Tavares is kind of older, but he fits the style. Plains, Stains, Veins, Canes at 7. I mean, there's different players Carolina could potentially go to. I'm saying that. We needed a Rantanen. Rantanen just didn't want to be here. You know, unfortunately, I wish we could have kept Gunsel. Gunsel was a great fit, and he would have fit with Carolina, but didn't. Yeah, your Panthers won. The Stars. Look, at this point, whoever wins between Stars and Oilers, that's who. Unless Canes win at 7. Unless Canes can win it in 7, that I'll be pulling for whoever comes out of the West. At this point, the Canes need a miracle pull off. I know they need a lot to go their way, Daniel. When's the last time Carolina won a conference final game? It was 2006. 2006. 2006. And if I'm not mistaken, it was against Toronto, right? Do you expect the series to go this way? I didn't expect it to go like this. I didn't know if we could win this. In fact, on my bracket that I filled out, I had Carolina losing in the second round. But I didn't think that we'd get swept again. Are the Canes just terrible? No, the Canes aren't really terrible. Just tough. This is worse than 2023. No, I agree. I agree it's worse than 2023. But we had more talent in 2023. I mean, if you go back and look at the team that played in 2023, they had a lot more. They had a lot more. What's happening? Just not good. It's not good to be a Canes fan right now. It's pretty tough. But to say they're horrible is kind of disingenuous, though. Are the Panthers just stacked? They have a lot of they do have a lot of good players, and they're coached very well as well. That's one thing about them. This is what you get for making fun of the Jets. I didn't make fun of the Jets. I had the Jets winning the Stanley Cup in my thing. I like the Jets. That's my Canadian team. The team at least played like they. Yeah, no, I agree. But I also say that the team was absolutely better in 2020. 2023. The team had better overall players for Carolina. Teravainen was on that team. We had Gunsel at that time. I mean, the main thing that Carolina worried about at that time is we didn't have Svechnikov, which we do have Svechnikov, but Svechnikov has not even been a part of this series. Taylor Hall, a player that we acquired, absolutely been no. Firing Rod is not the answer. Firing Rod is not the answer at all. I disagree with that without a shadow of a doubt, and I will 100%. I will go against that. Florida 3 in a row there. Yo, Uncle Frankie, thank you for the gift there. How you doing, Uncle Frankie? The Panthers are definitely winning again. I don't know. Extend Rod. We just extended Rod. We need a system overhaul. I mean, it would take a lot. He looks lost. I think he's frustrated with everything in general, but the team overall, you have to realize how many, we didn't have 2 of our starting defensemen today in Jalen Chatfield and Sean Walker. And we played 4 rookies today, ladies and gentlemen. How the trade you got from Chicago doing for you? I mean, it got us to where we're at now. And we're only paying for half of that. I mean, y'all are still paying him. Not one timeout. He did take a timeout. What a collapse. It was unfortunate, yeah. You thought it was a goalie, but I guess not. I mean, Carolina's goalie situation is kind of... I mean, I'm not going to lie with you. Freddie was overused quite a bit. And that's just kind of how it's been with Freddie for years. He's a great guy when he's healthy, but you play a player so many times over and over, and it gets tough on him. But also, Pyotr Kochetkov has just been a problem. He wasn't tonight, but he did not take the timeout until the game was over. I mean, no, I get that. I 100% get that, but it's not, timeouts in hockey aren't necessarily the same as like basketball or football. You know what I'm saying? See, today was the worst game I've seen. Orlov was awful, 100%. William, thank you for the follow there. Why haven't we learned we had to throw some money at legit goalie? That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. There's the goalie that plays. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, there's a goalie that we could potentially try to trade for. Is it the Ducks have? Right? John Gibson. John Gibson, I think, is a prime candidate for Carolina to try to trade for in the offseason. I don't know if I think that would be a good addition for Carolina. We have plenty of first-round picks to get a goalie, and I think John Gibson from Anaheim would be a great acquisition for Carolina. Gibson's not an elite goalie. I know he's not necessarily elite, but, we've got to do something. You can't just blame Anderson. You got to score also. I didn't blame Anderson. I didn't blame Anderson at all. I don't think you're listening to me. Carolina definitely has deeper problems. I'm not saying goal is the issue there. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I think the biggest problem is our defense necessarily that are leaving our goalies out to dry. I do think that Freddie is potentially able to do that. I do think that we do have to have a number two to trust with him. I think we have to have a number two that we can trust. Pyotr Kochetkov can be that at times. My problem with Pyotr and Freddie is they have been very inconsistent, particularly over the year. Go look at the back. But yes, 100%. Not having Chatfield was huge. Also, underrated, not having Sean Walker is tough as well. But you have to understand that we had Morrow in there who has been not good for Carolina hardly at all. Nikishin is going to be an amazing defender for Carolina, but unfortunately we're not there with him yet. I mean, he still needs to learn English, and there's some stuff that he needs to improve on. You don't know, you didn't expect this. No, I didn't either. I didn't expect Carolina to get swept. I still am holding out for winning one so we can end that streak so that that's not a narrative in the future. But even if it happens, I mean, what can you do? What kills us the series is turnovers and lack of offense. Yeah, and Orlov has been absolutely terrible here. Just got solutions, sell the team. No, we're not selling this team. This team belongs here. If you want to talk about fan base and stuff like that, everybody was giving crap to Carolina because there were fans leaving that game. There were people leaving the Panthers versus Hurricanes game in Carolina when Carolina was down 5-0. But I'm watching this game today, and it looked the exact same when it was 5-1 for Florida. The fans in Florida were leaving on a win. I just want you to know that. On a win, they were leaving. They didn't enjoy the moment. They didn't get loud. They didn't cheer. It was dead silent until the last minute. Don't worry, the Stars will beat the Oilers. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see, though. We'll have to see, though. But the fans didn't even show up for Florida. Yeah, I'm just meaning with the sell the team. They won't fix. Yeah, no, it won't fix anything. They do need to have better facilities, though. Real Madrid season is over. World Club. Yeah, that's the only thing. You'll be gone, too. And I'm not looking at those. What's up, Pyotr Kochetkov? Orlov is awful. Morrow is awful. Ghost is awful. We're having Bob. Easy set. That's what I'm saying. And I've said about this in particular. I didn't even think Pyotr Kochetkov was necessarily even awful tonight. I was frustrated. I'll be honest with you. I do think he kind of gave up after the third goal, but at that point it was pretty much over. That happens in Tampa Bay and New Jersey also. But that's what I'm saying is if the Canes were up and winning a game by a lot, they're not leaving. They're going to rock out and going to be loud and proud the whole game. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it is. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is Real Madrid this season? I'd say about a 6. They were better. They were okay, but they didn't do what they needed to do. And I think that's why Carlo Ancelotti's gone. So, you know, sitting in New Jersey when the neighbor went into the cup in the 90s. Right. Yo, what's up, Dash? You welcome in here. Also want to just respond to one of my things that play Martin there. We need to stop making 40 passes in the ozone and stop playing. I 100% agree with that. I can't tell you how frustrated I am with Sebastian Aho right now. He's not shooting. He, like on that 2-on-1 situation, I can't remember who he was trying to pass to, but it has been the easiest read I have ever seen from Sebastian. It has been so frustrating. He doesn't shoot the puck, and he should. He's a leader. He should be that guy, but he hasn't. Taylor Hall has been awful for us. Orlov has been terrible. I'll be honest with you, though. The best players for the Carolina in this series particularly, I feel like Nikishin has been – tonight was unreal. Nikishin kept possession at times. He is a big body guy that we need who can do certain things when we need it. And he's just been unreal. Not to mention, Logan Stankoven has been one of the greatest acquisitions we've had. Taylor's just rage baiting. And I know you're projecting because your team is so bad that they don't even know what the playoffs are. But yeah. What's up, Cosmic? That is an old water, and that did not taste very good. Let's see, remember Florida had Edmonton in the Cup 3 games tonight. Stranger things have happened. I mean, it could. It could. Been a while. What's up, Lone Star? Thank you for the likes, by the way. Appreciate that. And yeah, I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing well. I'm upset with my team right now, but other than that, we're okay. And make sure y'all tap that screen and follow if you're on that one. Had goals under 7. Unfortunately, didn't work there. You agree, Nikisha and Stankoven were the best tonight, but all around the Stars have ghosted. Yeah, no, for sure. Sebastian Aho has not done anything. Andrei Svechnikov, he's been... I know he was unreal for us in the past, this playoff run, but that was it. Let's see, your team will be back within the next few years, to be honest. Maybe. Maybe so. You agree? But, yeah, Seth Jarvis has really not been doing a whole lot. It's been tough for us overall, though. W Panthers, Dallas fan, by the way. Yeah, Panthers get a win there. We'll see what Dallas does with the Oilers. I don't know. I mean, personally, I would rather see the Oilers go, but the Carolina hasn't won a conference final game since before the iPhone. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute, though. Pins of your team? Yeah, I knew your team was Pins. I think it's smart to not play Freddie in Game 4. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they played better with Kochetkov today. I don't necessarily know if it was because of, Kochetkov made some saves today that Freddie could not have made because of his like flexibility and stuff like that. In fact, I'll show you something that I tweeted. Because I'll show you. Because by the way, I usually live tweet games if y'all ever want to see that. But if y'all want to follow me on X. But I'll show you this right here. So this was basically, this is Pyotr Kochetkov here, by the way. This is literally Pyotr Kochetkov. And this is just kind of how he does. This is basically what he looks like during the game. And it's kind of funny, it's kind of true. But I was like, because that's just how he is, and I love it. But and I love Pyotr, 100%. Bro took a nap. He was just laying around, just flopping around. We love the. Are we sad Canes fan here? Oh, I'm a Canes fan, Pat. Don't you worry. So look. If you're a Canes fan, you're in the right spot to be. If you're a Florida fan, you can be here too, and you can talk all you want to. I can handle it. Kayla, what's funny is you say that. I know your team won't make it. Here to cope. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if y'all see the title on TikTok, but it's I'm 6 to my stomach. Did I come across Chad Canes fan TikTok? You have came across. We're here to cope. We're here to cope. We're here to cope. Don't you? That's just how it is. But yeah, in fact, hold on. Let me see something here. Can I start a? I can't remember how to start a poll on my phone. To go open to numb the pain. No, I understand. I don't know if you can hear the song playing right now either. But I'm playing that too. You like how Kayla says the pin suck? We just entered a rebuild after the 20-something year playoffs. Blackhawks fan, and I know we were worse than you. You don't have to remind me. Pat, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Well, if you don't want me to remind you, then you don't have to talk about my team that's in the playoffs that have done it 7 years in a row. Something that your team couldn't even think about doing at this point. Don't remind you. That's what I'm saying. You can't throw a punch and then be like, don't swing back, don't swing back. We'll get them next year. I'm delusional. No, Pat. Canes in 7. Canes in 7, okay? That's the deal. But thank you for the follow, by the way. At least we have 2 first-rounders and $30 million cap space for next season. For sure. There's a lot that Carolina can get in the offseason that I'm excited about. I'm in a couple. Let's see. This is my post. This is my live tweeting during the game. I asked for a Cam Ward possession kind of night. I'll be honest with you. I asked for a Cam Ward possession kind of night. I mean, he did play well. Piotr played pretty good. You'd actually be very happy if the Canes pull off a comeback. I mean, I would love it. I would love it too, but Fire Rod is the same. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look, I made a post the other day where I said that, I said the other day, if Rod was to go, this would be the best time. I'm not saying that we should do that, but I'm just saying if it were the time to part ways with him, it would be now. But my statement to that is that literally he has got a team that had no expectations to get there. Stankovic has been the best player for the Canes. This series in particular, 100% Joel. I was talking about that earlier. I feel like tonight specifically, Stankovic and Nikishin were unreal. I feel like they were absolutely unreal. Here, I'll show you this too. I think you'll appreciate this. This right here. I thought this was one of my personal. I thought it was pretty good, but there you go, Finn's pride. Yep, Panthers got the win today. As much as I love Rod, something needs to change. I agree that something needs to change, but I really think that more players on the team could definitely benefit that. Orlov has been awful, absolutely unreal. Orlov has been tough here. Let's see the ECF merchants meme totally gets to the player. I mean, it might actually get to the players. I mean, there's a solid chance that it actually does get to the players and it bothers them. I mean, I'm not going to deny that, right? Because, Carolina, it's the buzz, and there's something about it from being 2009, being swept by the Pens, to 2019 being swept by the Bruins, 2023 being swept by Florida, and now being down 3-0 to Florida, maybe 4-0. They're going to be 16 in a row. It's tough. The Pirates are actually a little hot right now, winning 4 out of 5. Nice. We got a little hot streak. Hey, take it. But yeah, Orlov has been he's been tough to watch for Carolina. I'll be honest with you, I love Brent Burns, but it's time to move on from him. Jordan Stahl might be a guy that we need to move on from. I mean, honestly, thank God for Jacob Slavin. I just want to say that. If not for Jacob Slavin, I don't really know what we would be doing. But I do think that if Carolina could trade for John Gibson from Anaheim, I think that could really help out quite a bit. Also, I think that, I don't know, I'll be honest with you, there might be a chance Carolina tries to trade one of their more pristine players. I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen in the offseason. I'm not saying it should. I'm just trying to think about everything that's been happening and overall. thoughts. But it's pretty tough here. You going to the Canes social media and trash talking team? Whatever makes you sleep tonight. But yeah, Orlov has not been a great guy for the Canes at all. I'm just kind of looking here at the stuff. So Stankoven, Stahl was not bad tonight. So would you be surprised if we were to trade someone like Svetch? No, actually, that was actually the player I had in mind. As much as I love Svetch, I honestly could see it. Nick, thank you so much for the gift. I can't tell what that is, but thank you so much. How are you? No shot Canes can do a reverse sweep. It's not likely, but it can happen. I mean, was it last year? Yeah, last year Canes were on a bit of momentum. They almost pulled off a reverse sweep, but $30 million in cap. That's the big thing there. That's the big thing. Carolina's cap space is pretty huge. That's the biggest thing for Carolina in general. Fetch seems to only be relevant in the playoffs as much as I hate to say. No, I get it 100%. I mean, even Rod kind of acknowledged that. I saw an interview, I think he did with, I think it was Adam Gold, and Rod was talking with Adam Gold, and he said something along, he's like, we've been waiting on Svetch for all year, but he's finally got here, which is good. It's great. But, like, even though he's been relevant in the playoffs, he hasn't been in this series. You don't think we move on from any of our core players? I mean, it may not be unlikely, but it would have to be for the right price. And appreciate the follow, Jeremy. I appreciate that. It would have to be the right price, but I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue what's going to happen there. But there are some players that I do feel like Carolina do have untouchables, though. Not this season, but it would have to be a huge price. Yeah. I feel like most players are probably not. Like, I'll just be honest with you. I don't want to move on from Aho. I think Aho is the future captain, without a doubt. I do want to move on from Burns. I want to move on from Orlov. You think Rod will be in the hot seat next season? Yes, I agree. If Carolina goes this offseason, gets some decent acquisitions, maybe they may bring in another goaltender, maybe they bring in a big name through a trade or, in free agency, whatever they decide, whatever is the best path for them if they're able to make a change in that way. If they give Rod pretty much the best team possible and he's not able to get, let's just say, at least win a conference final. Nylander, goaltending has always been shaky with his team. I know it's been so inconsistent, which is the problem where it's like they play well and you're like, okay, we're good. And then, like, nothing happens there. Our GM is going to cook. I agree. Eric Tulsky is unreal. He's been amazing. At least Panthers was ECF, let's be honest. I just think Carolina's not got to the game, and some of the injuries have definitely hurt Carolina. No Chatfield hurts Carolina a lot. A lot. But, yeah, it's just been Carolina's curse is the way it feels. But you trust him? I do too. Eric Tulsky is a guy that I feel like we can trust. What happened between the series and last series, in your opinion? Are you talking about like Carolina versus Florida versus Carolina and Washington? I feel if you're talking about that in particular, I think that we had too much time off. Which is a catch-22 because it's like it's good because we were pretty much riding Freddie as best as we can. And it's good for him to rest, especially when you want to go just one guy at a time. It's good that you go with that one guy at a time, but too much time can make him cold, and he kind of came out cold. The team couldn't get to their game, and we just struggled. Orlov Burns gone. I hope so. As a Leafs fan, be happy you can make a conference final. Yeah, I would love to win one. Maybe Marner. Ehlers is out there. Tavares could be a good fit for Carolina. I know he's kind of older. But yeah, and like I said, Gibson could be a guy that we potentially trade for a netminder. But Freddie, of course, who signed an extension, I expect him to be there. And Piotr we may still go with Freddie and Piotr, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to trade something. If y'all remember, we had a young guy that we felt good about that I feel very similar was in this that even won an award with with Alex Nedeljkovic. When we had Alex Nedeljkovic, we moved on from him right after he won an award. So like I could see the same thing happening with Piotr. I'm not saying. I mean, honestly, that was something that they did. It was questionable at the time, but it happened. Don't forget all the extra first round picks. Yeah, that too. We got all these extra first round picks, which I think we can trade. And I think that's huge. Also, I think Nikishin is going to be unreal for Carolina next year. We need to get that defense, and I think he will be on the power play. I do like Gostisbehere. I know he's not necessarily been as fantastic this series, but I do like Gostisbehere a lot. I think that he works well for this team and in the system. So I would like to keep him, and I would like to keep Chatfield. And of course Slavin, who's extended for a long time anyway. Trying to think though. Nikishin will be on the roster Oh yeah, for sure. Nikishin will be on the roster next year. Yeah, he'll be a starter. I mean, he's playing pretty good right now, and then just with more time, I think he'll do great. I did wonder if there's some kind of help having him in with Piotr opposed to having him in with Freddie, just because the language barrier is not necessarily big a problem, you know. Panthers is scary. I mean, it's a good team put together well, and they've played together, and they have a great coach. So you'd like to see Nikishin on the power play one. I would too. The times I've seen him shoot the puck is great. Yeah, also, Daniel, I would say, yeah, he's got some power. Also, there was a time when they were shooting to the left side. I can't remember what period it was, but he was able to keep the puck, and he kind of broke some ankles and kept possession there, and he created space for us. He was able to drive the puck in. He makes me think of how Jordan Staal can be with times where he holds the puck, he keeps possession, and you got to love to have a guy like that. Let's see, we make playoffs next season, not worried about it. No, I agree. I think Carolina in the playoffs is pretty solid. Think we will win the Metro next season? Maybe. I mean, we'll have to see. I think Carolina will probably at least be top 3 in the Metro, but Nikishin is very agile for his size. Yeah, I think Carolina could get back to winning the Metro next year, though. We'll have to see what exactly the case is, but you think the Panthers repeat? I honestly feel like the Stars are going to win it all. That's my honest opinion. I do think the Stars will win it all because they are loaded. They have so many good players on the team that I just feel like they have no excuse to lose, you know? Evan just waiting for me to say Stars so you can say Stars. But yeah, I feel like they have Canes in 18. Yeah. Best of 37. What can I say? Rod is the right coach. Just needs some time. Yeah. Do you think it's time for Rod to move on with us, or do you think we should trade Andre? So I think it's time. Look, I'm good with keeping Rod with the money that we have, and we can 100% go out, see what we can do this next year with all the cap space, and get Rod the perfect team possible with the players acquired that we can. Let Eric Tulsky cook. But Rod will be in a little bit of a lukewarm to warmer seat next year. If that team is not able to at least, like if they're not able to perform in the playoffs, say they get first rounded or even miss the playoffs, I could see Rod being gone just because of the system and everything in that extent. By the way, Michael, thank you for the follow. Brother got absolutely smoked. The Rats have conquered. They definitely did in the third period. I feel like Carolina finally got to their game, but they weren't able to stick it there. A huge offseason for sure. But I don't know. I will say, though, one thing that can harm Florida, and this is why I don't think they win the Cup, is they don't have a home field, like a home ice advantage, really. Their fans are pretty quiet. They don't even have to gloat much. The gameplay says no. Zitolsky is going to cook. Yeah. And of all three, definitely have like the worst like fan base in regards to advantage. And that it can harm them, especially when you have a team that is as loaded as the Stars and a team like that is seeking revenge like Edmonton. But that and injuries. I mean, the injuries that Carolina had to deal with is pretty tough today. This is the most disappointed I've been in a long time. No, I get it. I get it. Florida's going on a dynasty. They potentially could be building on to that right now, for sure. We'll have to see if they. I mean, you got to be a dynasty, you have to win multiple. So a dynasty that wins 2 out of 3 that's a dynasty start, right? But it's not a dynasty if you win 1 out of 3. You know. Stan Bennett, welcome to Carolina. Stan Bennett is going to be a free agent, so it's pretty tough though. It's pretty tough in that sense. Florida had some guys out too. Rhino and Lousy got kicked. Well, Lousy, or Lousy or whatever. Well, I mean, literally tried to end one of our players tonight and deserved to get kicked. But yeah, Reinhardt not being out, I get that. But like, you have to understand, Carolina played 4 rookies today. 4 rookies today. But it was a tough day. It was a tough day. It was open to the extent to where it looked like it could have went either way going into the third period. And even when it was 2-1, it didn't seem as bad. Carolina's a good team, not deep enough. And we've understood that. Carolina's got great things, great opportunities. They even have some decent depth scoring. However, we don't have the team surrounded that we need. Florida fans waited 30 years for a team like this, and they still don't show up for them. You've been a Florida fan for 24 years. Love to be on the side of discussions now. No, I get that. Panthers win the cup. I've seen enough. I don't know. I'm telling you, don't underestimate the Stars or the Oilers. I feel like you could be a professional announcer. Have you thought about taking over a sports network? I mean, hey, if the opportunity presented itself, I would not be opposed. You got to start somewhere, though, right? But yeah, just me talking sports and having a good time. Canes never stood a chance. Maybe not. Maybe they didn't necessarily stand a chance, but they didn't have any opportunities in the first couple of games. But tonight, well, like I said, it was the game that hurt the most from a Carolina fan perspective because they were in it. They were in it, and they just were not able to capitalize when they needed to. And it hurt them, especially the way that the third period went in particular. I mean, going in 1-1, Carolina was in it. Carolina even had the momentum. Unfortunately, the power play that they had to kill off and stuff like that, it made it a lot more difficult. But and C. Nash, thank you for the share. Do you think the Chuck is a punk? I mean, yeah, in the extent, I mean, but people like stuff like that, right? Like having the guy. I mean, it's not, I mean, this is the third punk that Carolina's had to face. I mean, in the first round, we played the Devils, and we had to deal with Timo Meyer. And then in the second round, we played the Capitals, and it was Tom Wilson. Your guys that are going to go a little bit extra, the extra push and shove, an extra fist right after the whistle's blown, the extra, stuff like that, trying to get into the head of your opponent. Teams need that. Carolina doesn't really have a player like that traditionally. Game 1 should have been closer. Carolina had so many wide open chances. For sure, Carolina could not hold the puck in possession at all. So, team doesn't stand up for one another. I know there's not a lot of fine energy in Carolina, and I'll be honest with you, they didn't necessarily look like they were dedicated to the game and actually pulling off anything because they were very, very, very relaxed. And they just they didn't seem like they wanted to win it, and they gave up after the 3-1 goal, the goal that made it 3-1. Let me just double check here. The goal that made it 3-1, Mikola's second goal. That was an unreal shot. Nobody's saving that. Freddie's not saving that one. It just took the wind out of the sail, and that was it. What's up? Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? How does this series end? I mean, for me personally, as a Canes fan, I want Carolina to just win this game, and we can lose. I mean, even if Carolina loses in 5, I want to end this streak. Like, I do not want Carolina to carry forward that quote-unquote can't win a game in the Eastern Conference Final, even if it is a 4-1 series, just so that Carolina can get that. Let us have one more game in Raleigh, pretty much. But Aho swung on someone, should have jumped in soft. Yeah, I mean, got swung. Yeah, I mean, nobody trying to protect Aho in that sense. It's pretty tough, though. And, I mean, extra pushing and shoving, you know? That's what we need. Somebody that's going to stand up for players. We had that in the past with, like, Nosen, but, you know, he went to, like, he went to New Jersey there. Fetch has been quiet this series for sure, 100%. If the Canes have been learning anything, maybe they get a win in the next game. Maybe they can. I mean, they've been slowly doing better, you know. Nothing really in the first couple games, but in that the game tonight, game 3, the first couple periods they did good. Maybe they have a complete game. And who knows? I mean, Carolina, they had some momentum last year. They almost pulled back a 3-0 comeback, but I'm not saying that could happen, but hey, losing 5 and I'm chilling. That's what I'm saying, right? If we can get it in 5. Maybe GM fire Rod and take Orlov to right. Aho fan, welcome in here. Aho, by the way, like I've said, my future captain. Unfortunately, he's frustrated me. I need him to shoot the puck. You're depressed as Canes fan. I'm a Canes fan too, but thank you for the follow, by the way. Thank you. Losing 5 would be something to build upon. I mean, yeah, it would end the streak and it'd be like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, Canes not the fighting type. Even they have Blake went down, nobody got. Yeah, when Blake got hit, I was immediately frustrated. Like, someone go throw hands. I don't care if you get a 5-minute for fighting. Like, get in there and, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't let that happen. Or remember that. Or maybe next game, you know, he got kicked out of this one. If he's on the ice, drop gloves. Fight him. Get it, like, as soon as he's on the ice, drop gloves and fight him. Because you can't let that go unnoticed. You can't do that. This sport is all about that. If he's on the ice next time, I don't care who it is. You know what? Brent Burns, he doesn't have many teeth to spare, but it's not like he could lose that many more. So maybe he gets in there and, you know, or let's let Orlov do it. Or, you know, somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to do something. Stand up for your teammates. That's, you know, it's like if you see your quarterback get pushed or extra shoved or something like that in an NFL game, your offensive line is going to defend them. We need that kind of guy. Playoff format is Bonds. Carolina shouldn't be in the Eastern Conference Final. I mean, they definitely won the games that were put in front of them. So, I mean, it is what it is. We beat 2 teams, and before this series, I mean, we had 8 wins, 2 losses. So, I mean, not understanding the Stars, we played them in Finland earlier. Losing chats here. Slam them. Yeah, right. One of the games, blame Rod. I think that Rod overachieved this year. If next year they give him everything and he struggles, the seat's going to start to get hotter. Do something, Burns. Right. Burns is getting old, though. It is past time, though. That's Blake play was no sense. No one stood up for Blake. That's what I'm saying there. Canes getting swept, by the way. I mean, they very well could, but like I said, if we can lose in 5, I'll be so happy. But give an inch, take a mile kind of situation there. People who say the Canes don't belong here is crazy because they beat the Capitals. Very good team. Yeah, the Capitals were literally, you know, right there for the President's Trophy, but in 5, by the way. Not so. Sorry, catching up on chat here. Let's see, fighters are cheap. Should have got a couple in the offseason. That's right. I mean, we had some. You think the Canes have any team chemistry? I do think there's some chemistry for the Canes. I think that Piotr I think that Russian connection between like Piotr, Nikishin, and Svechnikov is kind of there, but it's gonna be tough. Also, like I feel like the Finns. I feel like Kotkaniemi and Jarvis. I feel like they get along very well too, right? They're kind of like best friends, kind of thing. I really, I really hate losing Natchez though. I, I, but I, I wish we had Natchez, but I wouldn't give him up. I really like Logan. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really, really like Logan Stankoven, and I don't think that I would give him up. If that makes sense, I really like him. Capitals were the most overrated team this year. I mean, it is what it is. We beat them though, so I mean, you can't be upset about who we have to play. Canes can come back this series. We just have to play our game right. What the Panthers are doing to the Canes is considered 45 United States. I mean, it's just not been good for Carolina, but we know as a rebuild, they were just all doing work and OV the time for one timers for record. I mean, they won a lot of games. I don't know how you can discredit what the Capitals did necessarily, but Molly's happy about the Cats there. Let's see. I just got home. Who won the Minnesota Oklahoma City game? Actually, I think Minnesota was up by like a lot. I had it up on the side. You think Reinhart will play in the finals? The Panthers without Reinhart can win it all. If Reinhart, I don't know the severity of his injury to be 100% honest with you. I didn't see that, but he's definitely a huge impact player. And they're going to need everybody that they have to face, whether it be the Oilers or the Stars. Stars have so many unreal players, and getting Heiskanen back for them is unreal. Of course, Rantanen. This is a team that is capable of, like we saw the other night, and we saw tonight too, scoring 5 goals to come back and win. That's something that, not many teams can do. I mean, Florida did it tonight, but they didn't have to, Winnipeg Jets is the most overrated. Canes will stand up for each other, though. No, I agree. Canes need to stand up for each other. We talked about that. Stankoven is our future with Jarvis and Blake, as well as Aho. I agree, 100%. I like Blake a lot. Which I get. I wish that they would be a little more relaxed on putting him on that top line, but I do like Jackson Blake a lot. And speaking to Tony's point as well there, Daniel, I really am upset that nobody stood up for him and tried to fight. Somebody needs to drop gloves immediately with the guy who did that to him, in my opinion. I don't care if it's dirty or not. You have to do that. It's kind of like nobody dropped gloves or did anything to Timo Meier in the series against New Jersey for the hit on Freddie. I know that, maybe there was no intent. Give it that benefit of the doubt. You still can't let that go. Let's see. Plus, the Capitals has one of the best players in our generation. I'd argue Crosby is better, but nonetheless, I get that. I wonder what chat thinks. Who do you guys think's better, Crosby or Ovechkin? I want to see what you got. How about Nikola? News on him? I don't know any news on him. I'll see what I can figure out for you. Let's see, Nikola. I don't know. Like you said, he had I saw someone. I don't know if this is legit. Someone said they're worried about it being a separated shoulder, but I have no clue. I don't have any information on that yet. Y'all think Crosby's better? All right, yeah. People like Crosby more. Do you think the Panthers have the best offense and defense remaining? No, I think that defense wise, yeah, I think that the Stars have a better offense right now. I do think that the offense for Florida is great, though. I just think it would be tough. I do think they do have the better defense, though. The forechecking is really good for them as well. Let's see, Panthers have the best D. Go on, and maybe where's the second best offense in the league? I just saw the score of Minnesota 141 to 140 or 101. Yeah. Is Rod gone after this? No, Rod's not gone. The Canes are toast. Not looking good for them at all, but if they can win one, we'll be happy. I would definitely. like I said, if Carolina can just win one game. Incredible caption, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're the first one who's acknowledged that, so thank you. I'm a diehard New Jersey Devils and Florida Panthers fan here in Alaska. Both home of my Scott Gomez. Very nice. So welcome in here, WWE JTG. Glad to have you here. Thanks for the likes, y'all. Appreciate that, by the way. Make sure y'all follow. You don't miss stuff. I've been live after every single game. After every single game, I've been live. Just talking. Well, during this series. I haven't been in the previous series and stuff like that. But I've been live for all these different ones. I like to play games on here, talk sports. So I'm a big NFL fan as well. So I don't know if y'all are NFL fans either, but the Oilers getting a split in Dallas. Home icebreaker for Edmonton. Yeah. Florida looks unstoppable, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see. I just need Carolina to win one. That's all I'm asking. Just win one. But right now, it's not looking like that is the case. It's been tough, though. Kane's going to lose to my Panthers. It's revenge for them beating my Devils. Look, it's not fair. When we pull for all these multiple teams, you can't. No, it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what is next, but yeah, Carolina, though, we knew it was a rebuild / retool year at the start of the year, but unfortunately, I mean, it's led them to this far. And that's why I think that Rod is safe, is going into the year, the expectations were lower because we lost like 50% of the team. Gunsel, Dervinen, later on, Natchez and Drury, Shea, Pesci. We lost so many players. And now it's kind of worked back. Bringing back Gostisbehere, I thought that was a great decision. I still, like I said, I still stand by. I think Gostisbehere is great for some of the even for the lower tier. I know that some players will get promoted, and I do want Nikishin on power play one, but I do like having that for the future. Pretty tough though. Pretty tough overall though. Was you also happy that Marchand's on the Panthers? Don't like Marchand on the Bruins. You got my respect. Love it. Yeah, Marchand's one of those guys where it's like I don't mind him unless I'm playing him because like I can't stand Marchand most of the time. But when he's not playing against my team, he's not as bad. Babuza, thank you for the likes, by the way. Appreciate that. But yeah, thank y'all for the likes. 1.8K, so thank y'all for tapping that screen. Yeah, it was a tough night over there. Marchie for the Conn Smythe. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. But Conn Smythe will be interesting. You're a huge Canes fan, bud. This is a rough night. And he was even at a game 1 and 2. No, I understand. I have said, I mean, I don't know if you agree to this statement. I think, and I kind of said this, tonight's game hurt more than the other two. This game in this series hurt losing more than the other ones combined, in my opinion. What do you think about Bradley Nadeau gets called up? I like Nadeau. I would love to see what he does in the future. There's some guys down in the lower ranks that I'm excited for, too. Hard-fought game. Yeah, it just unraveled, Mr. Presti. It really unraveled for Carolina in that last period. Correct, and I was at both of those. Right. Right. And, I mean, it was tough. It was those first, I mean, like, if you lose a game 5-0 like we did, and thank you for the file there. Appreciate that, by the way. But if you lose a game by like 5-0, you can just be like, you know what, forget about that game, move on. But those games where it comes in close, where it's 1-1 going into the third period, and you feel like you got a chance at this, you are dominating. Let's get through the PK and we're good. And then to give up the goal, Bovquist. I still felt like we were in it. When Mikola hit that unreal goal, I feel like that was it. That was the moment where I was like, you know what? I don't know if we come back from this, and I feel like the heart for Carolina is gone. And it hurt. It hurt, and it still hurts, and it stinks. Like the title says, I'm sick to my stomach. And we were so close for the first 4 minutes of the third. Yeah, we were. And we really were. I mean, they didn't score until, well, they scored a minute and 29. But when it was 6:26 left, also, and a lot of that goal there was, a lot of that was led to by a poor decision by Orlov. So it was just tough. It's tough to be a Carolina fan right now. I do think Carolina's still going to be fine for the future. Orlov basically destroyed our chances. Yeah, no, he did. And I do want Orlov gone. I like Orlov. I appreciate what he's done, but it's time to move on. Same, I feel, with Burns. And I could even justify for Jordan Stahl as well. I like Jordan Stahl. It's going to be tough to get rid of him more than the other ones for sure, which I'm not necessarily opposed to keeping Jordan Stahl, but I think Aho should be the captain, but we do need some size. I can't remember who it was earlier was saying that we needed to fire Rod, which I disagreed with 100%, but I do think Carolina does need to get some size with their forwards. We do have a lot of small guys for the forwards, and we need the size. So I'm not sure exactly what ways we'll go with that. And I did talk about Mitch Marner, which I know is not necessarily a size guy, but I do think that would help us out too, if we're able to get that. But I mean, Sam Bennett, he's going to be a free agent as well. I don't know if Carolina will do that though. I love Jankowski too. You love Robideau and 11 ECF is actually insane. I mean, it's not great. It's definitely not great. I understand that, but I say let Eric Tulsky cook a good roster for him, which I think he can do. See how he does next year, and if he doesn't at least get to the second round, then he's gone. Stahl should stay. Get rid of Burns, Orlov, Morrow, and Roslovic. Yeah, no, I get that. Get rid of them. I like having Robinson. I like the future with Stankoven. Like I said, Stankoven has been the best player for us this series. Nikisha, we need to build to have him to the power play 1 unit for the future, but he's great. Taylor Hall's not looked good this season, but he's great. I really love Taylor Hall, and I'm glad we were able to extend him. I don't think one series necessarily defines somebody. He's been unreal for us since he got here, and the ability to have a goal on a breakaway is something that we lack a lot of the times as well. And Aho not shooting the puck as much has been so frustrating to me. But back to Marshawn question, where you think he will go next year? He says with the Panthers. He might stay with the Panthers. He might explore some free agency. I mean, if he wins the cup in Florida, why would he leave? If not, then maybe you can trade Marshawn to the Devils. I mean, maybe so. Maybe so. Hey, welcome back. So glad you're back. I missed you since football was. Yeah, thank you, David. Appreciate that. Yeah, I had a computer problem where my computer messed up. And so I had to completely build a new computer. And I had a college semester. I was busy, and then my computer messed up. It's been a lot. But I finally have a computer now. It's beautiful, by the way. But yeah. Can you be a fan of the Devils and Panthers at the same time? I've never understood. I don't understand that. I will say, need to get a top tier goalie like Saros. I would like to get. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting Saros. I know Freddie's going to be here next year. Saros will be unreal. I don't know if Saros is somebody we're going to end up trading for. But yeah, it would be tough. I said Gibson might be a decent one too. It's still going to be tough though. Crazy the Panthers win again. 20s run through Florida teams. Right. I seen somebody, and I'll tell you, I don't know the names, but I go on Twitter a lot, right? I live tweet during the games quite a bit, and I saw something where somebody in their bio. Now I want y'all to hear me out on this. That in their bio, they said they were a fan of the Devils, the Islanders, and the Rangers. I want y'all to hear that and really think about that. They said they were a fan of the Devils, the Rangers, and the Islanders, and it was in their bio. It was in their bio. I was like, the Tri-State Final Boss? I give you credit for still being online. I don't remember a team regressing so bad. I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I was like, that was one of the most shocking. I was like, yeah, exactly. It's like, I was like, the internal conflict that you must have. You know, it's like the internal conflict that you must have. It's just unreal. I couldn't understand it. I saw somebody else who had Carolina and New Jersey, and like, look, that's not been much of a series. Okay, I know that. Like, I'll just be honest. Also, like, if they are pulling for the Rangers, the Devils, and the Islanders, like Carolina owns 2/3 of you. That's how I feel. Just to be honest with you, in that extent. But you know, it is what it is. Thanks for the likes, though. But yeah, I'm excited for the offseason for Carolina. It'll be interesting to see what they can do. But it's pretty tough, though. But yeah, no, I'm here, RB. I'm here. You'd never be a fan of another team other than Carolina. I'll cheer for certain teams more, but yeah, that's me. Like I've said, like my like Canadian team is like Winnipeg, but it doesn't mean where it's like I'm buying, like I'm investing in them. You know what I'm saying? Throw a bag of cash at Bennett. I mean, Bennett wouldn't be bad. Bennett would not be a bad get for Carolina. I don't know if they'll do it. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But yeah, I'm Carolina through the way. In every sport. I mean, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, big time. I pull for the Hornets, even though I don't think that'll ever be anything. I love the Hurricanes. I pull for NC State in college. I also pull for Appalachian State. Then we'll stay here in Florida. I mean, he very well might. If they have the ability to pay for him and keep him, then they might for sure. But who knows? Maybe he wants to go out there and see if somebody will pay him. If they'll pay him more than Florida will, then he might leave. But he might take the pay cut and stay there to win. It depends on his personal preference. But yeah, I'm a Carolina fan. I'm like a Carolina fan across the board. And I used to pull for the Atlanta Braves, but I don't anymore. After they won the World Series, I took that as like a parting gift because I grew up with my grandfather loving them, and so after that happened, moved on. But look, Diego, let us win one game, and you can win it in 5. Let us end our thing, and look, you go to the cup, okay, Diego? Work with me here. Let us end it, and we'll just let you go on. But we gotta end this freaking drought, okay? We have lost so many times. We live about an hour north of Raleigh, but you're from South Florida. Canes are my number 2. You're good, RB. Don't worry about Raleigh MLB. I would love to have a Raleigh MLB team or in Charlotte. I'm good with either way, as long as we get one. You know, as long as we get one. And Nick, thank you so much for the Rosa. Let's see, isn't Florida the $10 million over the cap? I thought I had something about that. You're not sure. You know what? That's a great question. I'm going to pull up the cap space right now. NHL cap space. All right, let's see. I'm looking at Spot Track. In regards to cap space, and we'll go 25 to 26. Okay, hold on. I'm losing my mind here. Hold on. Okay, so in regards to cap space for the 2025 to 2026 year, so Carolina has 31 million. Florida, they have 17 million. They have 17 million for next year. Yo, Nick coming in with the gift. Thank you so much there. You need to get one of the you need to get one to get rid of the narrative. Exactly. Get that narrative so the next time that we get to the conference finals, it can be a different it could be a completely different narrative. We don't have to have that one. The cute what? Thanks for the likes, y'all. I do appreciate that, by the way. Panthers got an exception for the Chuck injury. I see. Thanks for the likes, y'all. Appreciate that user. And I know it's CHSTP. It makes me want to say Chris every time, but I don't think that's it. Yeah, tough night. Tough night overall for Carolina. The Panthers got to be the dirtiest team in the NHL. They are there. Christopher, bet. All right, Christopher, I got you. I thought maybe that was it, but I was like, I don't want to assume there. You think Mitch Marner going to head to Washington? Maybe. I don't know. I think he wants out of Toronto, though. The current roster loves our fan base and the weather. Plus, these guys are not going anywhere. You underestimate the amount of what money can do to somebody. You think that they like nice weather and stuff like that, but guess what? They're not vacationing. They're not vacationing during the season. I know that you say, yeah, there's great weather and stuff like that, but they got plenty of money to where if they're in cold old Winnipeg, they're one, 5-6 hour flight from being, they can be in South Beach, Miami. They could be in Bahamas. They could be like any team that made the playoffs and are already out. They could be in Cancun. It just takes one thing like that, They can be like the Washington Capitals and get arrested the day after. I don't know if y'all saw that. I can't remember who it is. It's a player that played for the Capitals. Literally got arrested for a bar fight the day after they got knocked out by Carolina in Game 5. South Florida, great weather, no state tax, great owner, great facilities, great fans. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying money talks 100%. You feel like it's either the Panthers or Lightning every year. Yeah, I mean, Florida has an advantage with the no tax on income and stuff like that. Wrong, several teams and our players have been offered more money and they choose to stay here. Okay, well, we'll see what happens when it gets here. But I'm telling you, people are different. And Sam Bennett is not the same as everybody. Just because one does it doesn't mean any of them will. Cleveland Capitals player heard about that. I was like, wow, this is crazy. You just can't believe you blew $450 to go to the first 2 games of the series and genuinely had hope. I get it. I mean, there was a lot of hope, but it faded quickly, right? So I don't got much money to talk after the OKC losing, right? If you can go 0-15 to the East Conference Finals, couldn't you come back and win 4 straight? I mean, you could. Maybe they win the next 15, Rachel. Rachel, I think you're onto something there. Maybe. I mean, we've always said Canes and 7. It's always been Canes and 7. All they got to do is reverse sweep it. Carolina almost pulled off the reverse sweep last year. And if you would have went going into game 6 last year against the Rangers after the second period, it really looked like Carolina was going to be forcing a game 7 after going down 3-0. But, you never know. I don't know. First sweep has never happened in the conference final, I don't think. I mean, it's happened in a Stanley Cup, has it not? It happened in a Stanley Cup, right? The Kings did it. Well, it seemed mathematically impossible. All right, well, here's what you need to do. It seems mathematically impossible. Find your latest mathematics book and toss it out the window because math doesn't matter right now. Canes is 7. It's happening. Almost happened last year. That's what I'm saying. Susan, thank you for the likes. Look, Carolina's got closer. Well, they weren't great the first couple games, but they got real close tonight. So we'll see. We can only dream and pray. That's right. I've been asking. I literally asked the hockey gods for them to have the spirit of Cam Ward to possess Pyotr Kochetkov. Cans need to win 1 period first. Yeah. 1 period at a time. We did pretty good in the first couple periods today. We didn't win a period, but we did all right. If we can keep that going, we'll be good. In fact, though, if we're talking about it, Carolina won the second period today. Florida scored the one. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Florida didn't score until 2-1. The first goal that they were credited to Mylk It was off the skate. It was off of the skate of Orlov. It wasn't even really a goal. Mikola, of course, gets credited with it. But Orlov with the skate didn't work for him. And then Logan Stankoven on the power play to tie it 1-1. But then after that, it unraveled, of course. But Aho is overrated. He needs to shoot the puck. I don't think he'll be traded. I think he's for sure the future captain for sure. Am I a Canes fan? I am. I am a Canes fan. I feel it may be a bit shallow to include the Hurricanes to win in my prayers, but might be the move. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Right. But I am a Canes fan. I like 14, 16 to 4 goals. I mean, it's not great. Not great. But Canes and 7. Canes and 7. What can I say? That's how it's always been. The retool team has made it this far. Maybe 6 years stomach too. I mean, yeah. You're just trying to repurpose my jokes and you're not real funny with it. How many more years do you think Ron has? 1 to 2. Unfortunately, I'm a Canes fan, is what I've started saying. I mean, I'm not going to be upset. I know that there's some teams that would be like, they want to, they don't even know what the playoffs are like right now. We've had the fortune of being able to get there 7 years in a row. You know, to the postseason, at least win a season or win a series. But it is frustrating overall not being able to get over that hump. But I think that Carolina's pretty good. I mean, they've got some really good young talent that's signed through like 2032, you know. So I do think the future is okay for Carolina for sure. I do think that Carolina wins a cup. Maybe not this year, but in the next 5 years or so. 7 consecutive postseason before that, had 6 with 2 Stanley Cup Finals appearance and 2 win. No, I get that, but I mean, I get things are different and stuff like that, but what can you say? I mean, it just is what it is. Probably next year. There's always next year, right? Dude, you didn't have to sit through 60 minutes of a 2025 just conference on the game 2 live knowing you spent money on it. No, I get it. I get it. That is difficult. That's a lot different too. Why is Florida so good the last couple of years? I mean, it's a good team. They got a lot of weapons on the team that are great, and they're well coached. Simple as that. But they're built for the playoffs. They're built for the playoffs. But you know, well, the Hurricanes are good too. I mean, I agree. I think the Hurricanes are good. I think it's disingenuous to people who say that they're not. There were 15 of us left in the stands at the end of the game. Yeah, it was a tough one to sit through, though. Canes to 7, baby. Heaven knows. Heaven knows. Man, but that was a tough one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe. I'd love to have you guys back in here with me. If you're watching on Twitch, follow. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you guys follow. Everyone has doubted the Canes. I mean, yeah, the Canes are really good. They have run into a team playing at its highest level. They have. Everyone has doubted the Canes. I mean, they have. They have doubted the Hurricanes. I mean, if you go back, prime example, PK Subban, he had Carolina as the 8th out of the 8 teams in the East. He had Carolina 8th. He said that was the worst. RB, thank you for the follow, by the way. And, I mean, they kind of ran with that narrative. They kind of ran with that narrative of the Carolina, they can't score. They're just throwing the puck all willy-nilly for no reason. I mean, there's a lot of lazy narratives that they throw out there, right? Just never seen defensive end play as high as the Florida man. Or the Florida, yeah. You missed the man I was a week ago. No, I get it. Different times. I think that too much time off really hurt us, honestly. It really did. But make sure you all follow, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to probably head out here. I appreciate y'all for being here. And the next time I'll see you is at the conclusion of Game 4 for talking sports. Hurricanes have no chance. Don't doubt my team. Don't doubt my team. I will be back here for the conclusion of Game 4 when the Hurricanes win. I can't say too much time off when 3 games is... Wait, 3 games in, they playing like this. I mean, they couldn't get to it in Game 1. And then Game 2, they just didn't. I think that hurt Freddie, not necessarily the team. Well, the team didn't play great at all. I mean, the whole team didn't play great, but they finally... The second game was awful. Was the worst. But this one hurt the most. We'll give them Carolina, just not this year. We'll see. I mean, I'll never give up on my team. I love them forever. Hurricanes looking like the Thunder tonight. Struggling. Doesn't matter. Stars win it all. I do think the Stars might win it all. But I don't know. I think you should worry about the Oilers. You should worry about the Oilers there, Zulu. If you are a Stars fan, definitely be careful with the Oilers there. You're a Florida fan, just different levels of energy, though. There's different levels. Oilers win it all. Oilers have Connor McDavid, so you got to worry about that. Connor McDavid he's that guy. Really is that guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Again, please make sure that you follow. Thanks again for the likes and everything. We got 8.7K likes tonight. Seriously, it means a lot. I appreciate that as well. Go follow the YouTube. It's the Mylk TV. It's got the milk carton that you see. Also, make sure you check out Twitch and TikTok. So make sure you all follow for stuff like that. Sports, gaming, all kinds of different things. Appreciate y'all. Tough night for the Canes fans. But, hey, if we can just pull off Game 4. Look, one of two things is going to happen in the next one, just to be 100% transparent with you. We are either going to end the suffering or we're going to finally end the Eastern Conference Final losing streak. So one of two things happen. It's the best case scenario for Carolina. So thanks again, everybody. I do appreciate y'all for being here. I'm going to head out. I hope y'all have a good rest tonight. Congratulations to the Cats fans, I guess. But the real Panthers are the Carolina Panthers, and I'll end it with that. Y'all have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.